Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, so we will carry on with the surgical refactoring that we started, and we are pretty much there, and I hope that we will basically accomplish everything in this video. So we've got this updating to do, then we've got deleting to do, and we had this clear compiled filter here, so we need to work on that. Toggling and then toggle all at the same time. Okay, so these are the features we're going to start implementing in this lesson. Another thing I wanted to know, that I like to listen to music in the background, and I hope that it doesn't bother you guys, but if it does, let me know so that I can stop it in the next videos. Okay, but they're quite relaxing videos in the background. It helps me to sort of not listen to myself a lot. Okay, anyway, so let's go to our editor and start implementing these features. So remember that we have this app.js file, and basically we've got everything in the app file itself, and then we pass them along to to-do list as props. And what to-do list is doing, it basically just takes them and passes them along to to-do item, props drilling, right? Okay, so what I will do, I'm going to split the window so that we have two windows to work with. It will make our life a lot easier. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the actions file here, okay, and I'll say, so the first feature we are going to tackle is going to be deleting to do. Okay, so we will say export const, and we will say delete to do. Okay, and then let's create an action creator for that. So export const delete to do, if I could spell. Okay, and that will accept a to do. Again, the short syntax. I hope by now you are comfortable with that. So type would be delete to do, and then payload is going to be to do. Okay, we will go back to our reducer, and have you guys noticed that we are dealing with the state as an array, and state here is to-dos, right? But then we are dealing with an object here, right? Like payload.todo, it accepts to do. It's kind of weird, right? Don't worry about it, because we will address this issue and we will talk about the producer's composition a bit later on. Okay, I promise you guys that this to-do app isn't just to-do app, but rather the crux of React and the Redux. Okay, so we will say case delete to do, and we've got delete to do imported, which is nice, and then we'll create our block here, and now we're going to go to our app.js. Time to copy some code. So here it is, delete to do. Okay, I'll copy that, bring it over, and let's go through it together. So we're saying that const to do's this dot props, so we don't have props anymore. We are going to say state, and it's not going to be state dot to do's, but state itself is an array of to do's. So we will filter through to do's. We'll get the to do item there, and then we will say that give me back to do's as long as the to do item ID is equal to payload dot to do dot ID. Beautiful. And let's just delete this bit because we will return to do's here. Okay, again, we're not mutating the state, we are making a brand new array, and we're spreading out whatever filter to do's we got from here. Okay, so we've got that set up now. Let's go back to our to-do item and hook that up. Okay, so to-do item, and first thing we will do is we will import connect from to-dos. Sorry. I think I've been working with to-dos for too long now. So from React Redux, okay, and then we will go down and we will connect the component. So we will say connect and then wrap our to-do item component in a function, and here we will say map dispatch to props. Okay, and we will have access to dispatch, again using the short syntax. The reason I keep saying that is because I want you guys to get comfortable and get used to it, right? Okay, so here we will say on delete to do. Again, you can call it anything that you want, okay? And it will accept a to do, and it's going to dispatch, and we need that action creator, which is called delete to do. We will pass it to do, and that's the benefit of using an IDE, because I hope that it imported delete to do for us. No, it didn't. Let me see why not. Because we forgot to. No, we are exporting delete to do. Okay, let's see. So for some reason it didn't import. I thought PHP Storm is going to be nice to me, but it's not. So we will import it ourselves. No worries. Okay, so yep, that looks fine to me now. And then what we can do, in fact, we will come here to app.js and scroll down all the way, remove this on delete to do, go to to-do list. We don't need this, so I'll just delete it from there, delete this as well, and let's pass. So we don't need the state here, the central state. So for now, if we need it, we will retrieve it then as an if we need it. But for now, I'll just pass null there, and then I'll pass map dispatch to props. Okay. So that means that we should have now access to on delete to do. Okay. So we remove the reference here, so we're not passing that function anymore as a prop, but this on delete to do is the one that we pass from here, and it's saying that we're not using that, but that's not true because we are. So let me make sure that the spelling and everything is correct. Okay, that's fine. Moment of truth, let's go to the browser and have a look. So if I refresh, click, yep, beautiful, it's working. Okay, one more time, and it's lovely. Okay, so that was cool, right? We basically removed one of the props that we were passing down. Now let's tackle update to do. Okay, so we will do exactly the same as we did for this, and we'll go up here, and I will just duplicate that, and I'll say update to do. Okay, and this will also become update to do. Great. And then right down here, I'm thinking to just copy this whole block and I will say export const update to do. Again, it will accept a to do, and then we can paste. Lovely. Okay, and here the type is going to be update to do. Okay, so now we need to go to our reducer, and that's to do.js. Okay, and let's just copy this block, and I'll say update to do, and I hope that it imported. Yep, update to do is being imported for us. I'm going to push that down a little so that you guys can easily see. Okay, now we'll go back to our app.js file and just bring over the logic. So right here we can just delete this. We need to do a bit of a cleanup, but that's okay. And looks like we need a title as well, and we forgot, right? Okay, let's see. So I'll just copy this and bring this over. Okay, let's go back and fix that actions index. Yeah, and we will say that we are going to accept a title and to do. Okay, and then we will pass title and to do in the payload. So that's going to then give us access to the title and to do, right? Let's go back to our reducer, and now let's see. So this state, this props.todos is basically state, because state is to-dos. We map over it the array, and we get each to-do item in here, and then we check if to-do item.id is equal to payload.todo.id. Then what do? Well, we create a brand new object, spread all the properties in there, and we just update the title with payload.title. Okay, we could also destructure, right? So we could do something like this, right? And that would mean that we don't have to use payload anymore. There we go. And that also simplifies the title, because now I can just keep it like that. So it's completely up to you. Okay, and that's the beauty of using these blocks, because we can do things like this, and it's within the block scope, so it will happen within this case statement. Okay, so now that we've got to-dos, all we need to do is do exactly what we did here. Return to-dos, an array of to-dos. So now that we've got the logic for updating a to-do, we need to go back into the to-do item, and we can say on update to-do, and here we will expect a title and to-do. We are going to dispatch, and that's going to be update to do title, and we will pass to do. Okay, and yep, PHP Storm is now happy, so it has imported update to do from actions, which is nice. And this on update to do, so let's repeat the process. So we will just delete this first thing. That means I can come and also, remember we already dealt with the filter, so let's just delete that as well. I love deleting stuff. We can delete this, right? That's one of the most beautiful things for any programmer. And if you're saying otherwise, I doubt you're a good programmer. So deleting stuff is always nice. Anyway, now that so this is complaining and it's saying that XML tag has empty body. That's okay. We can just remove. It will be a self-closing tag. Anyway, so we were talking about update to do. So what do we need to do? Well, we need to go to the to-do list, because that's where we pass this prompt. Remove this. That means I can delete this. Great. Now, when we say that on update to do, it is referring to on update to do here, not the one which is coming down from app.js. And let's refresh. Great. If I say React training, and there we go, it's working as you would expect. Hello. Hi, it's too late. And it's not Kate. I can delete. Yeah, it's working as expected. Nice. So we've got now update to do working for us. Let's now tackle this toggle status. Okay, so let's go back. I think we are going to be repeating the same process really. So if we go back to the app.js file here, yeah, we've got this handle toggle status. So let's go to our actions file, and here we will say export const toggle status, and that's going to be toggle status. Okay, and then we'll come down, and right here we will export a const, and this is going to be toggle status. It's going to be a function. We are going to expect checked value and to do. Okay, and then we can say type toggle status payload is going to be checked value and to do. Okay, so I'm going to go to do reducer, and that's todos.js, and I'm just going to copy that, and I'm going to say case toggle status, and let's see, yep, it did import the toggle status for us, which is nice. And let's just copy again, paste it here, and let's go over this. So this is going to be status rather than this .props.todos. We will map over state, not status. Okay, so we will map over the to-dos, which is state, and we will say if the to-do item .id is equal to payload .todo .id. So if that's the case, then yeah, it's the same thing that we do in here, but here we are just basically updating the status, right? That's what it is. Should be quite straightforward. Otherwise, we just return the to-do item and then we return to-dos. Great. Okay. So now that we've got the action creator, we've got logic here in the reducer, we can go back to the to-do item, and right here we can say on toggle status, and we said that it will be expecting a checked value and a to-do item, and then it will dispatch toggle status, checked value again, and a to-do item. Cool. So that means that we can comment this out for now. We can remove this. That's lovely, right? We just now passing down to do items, and if we wanted to, we can even take this filter function down to the to-do list if we want to. That's completely up to you guys, right? But I'm just going to leave it here. So if I go there, I don't need this anymore, and remove this. Cool. So let's see. So that means now that this is coming from here, and I'm just going to name it the same, can't type again. So I'm just going to call it on status toggled. And what are we doing here? Okay, so we pretty much have the logic in place, no need to change that, and we call the function, give it the to do and the e.target.checked. So that's good. Now if we go back to the browser, refresh, let's see. Lovely, it is working as expected. Okay, and if you look at the counter, it's changing as well, which is nice. So there you have it. We've got now pretty much everything covered. We just need toggle all and that clear compile logic, and I think that should be it. So let's go back to our action creators, and we will say, I'm going to just copy this and I'll say, oops, not that, wrong place. It's basically this one here, and rather than toggling a status for one to do item, we will just say toggle all. Okay, and then we will create an action creator. So I'm going to copy this, and let's go back to our app.js. Let's see what we are doing there. Handle toggle all. Looks like we just need the check value, right? And as soon as we receive that, we just map over all the items in to-dos, and whatever the value is, we set the status of to-do to that value. So that means we can just say checked value. This will become toggle all, and we can remove this, and this will become toggle all. Okay, so now that we've got pretty much everything in place, we need to go into to-do reducer, and let's copy this block, and let's say if it is toggle all, then okay, it didn't import for us, so let's see, case toggle all. There you go. Have we got it? Yep, we do. Okay, so basically we are going to map over all to-dos. This can be simplified like this. Remove the parentheses from here, We can say to do item dot completed is equal to payload dot checked value, and that's it. Return to dos. That means if I go back to my app.js, sorry, not app.js, but to do item, and let's see. Looks like we don't have that toggle all here. Yeah, I think we have a separate component for that, right? So let's go to, yep. So this is the component which basically toggles everything. If to-dos are completed, this will make them active if you click on it, or if they're active, then they will become completed. Okay, so we need to take care of that logic here. So we will say import connect from React Redux. Okay, and then right down here, let's just connect our component first. So connect toggle, and so this is the function, and basically it's calling on toggle all. So here's what we can do. We can say const map dispatch to props, right? And we'll have access to dispatch, and then we will say on, what was the name of the function? On toggle all. Let's take that function, provide it here, and so we'll say checked value dispatch and toggle all checked value. Great. That means now I can go back to the app.js, and where is the toggle? Here. I can delete this, come back. Now on toggle all is coming from here. Cool. So if we've done everything right, we are good to go. Let's give it a try. So if we come back, refresh, toggle all, and we get an error, and it says on toggle all is not a function. Okay, I'm sure it is a function, but if you're saying so, then fair enough. So what is happening? We're saying on toggle all because we're not passing it here, so that's why. So the first parameter is null, map state to props, and then map dispatch to props. Okay, so one more time, refresh, toggle. Wow, that's lovely, right? What happened there? Okay, so each child in the list should have a unique key prop. Let's have a look at our state, and if I go to components here, oh wow, okay, you know what, I think, see, this is the problem with mutating the state. I think I know what the problem is. If we go back, so let's see what we're doing in our reducer. Okay, so in the reducer we map over to do items, and then we just set it to true, right? So this is true, and then this is weird. Let me console.log, because we map over the items, we set the completed status on the item to whatever comes back, right? So we're not really mutating the state. So what could be the problem? Let's see. If I like, wow, okay, so it's setting everything to true, and that makes sense because we pass to do, it returns only true. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that's not what we want. Oh damn. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We will say return. It will be a good idea just to copy that and paste it here. Yeah, that makes sense. So hopefully now, if I go back, refresh, lovely, it's working. Okay, So I hope you were able to see what was happening there. We were just basically mapping over the items, and we were just setting it to true and returning the true. So everything was getting set to true. That was the issue. Okay, so everything should be working. Yep. So it seems like we only have this clear compiled filter left. I know this video is getting a bit longer, but I just wanted to get everything finished and then move on to some more refactoring and testing, some exciting stuff. Okay, so if we go back and let's go to do item. Okay, and let's see. So yes, we did say that because we're not retrieving items from the API, for now we are just filtering. That's fine. I think let's go to our index and action creator, even though that this will change, but that's okay. So for now we will say clear completed to-dos, and I will create a cast here, and this is going to be clear. I'll be explicit. Okay, clear completed to-dos, and that's going to be clear completed to-dos. I'm going to copy that, come back, and type is going to be clear completed to-dos. So now that we've introduced an action creator, we need to go back to our filter reducer, and let's have a quick look again in our app.js. So we're expecting active and clear should be treated the same. So that means I can say case clear completed to-dos. So if case is clear completed to-dos or active to-dos, then just return active. Lovely. Okay, let's go back and to do item. Let's have a look. Sorry, we need to go to the footer component because the filters are here, and let's just uncomment this, and we will say clear compiled to-dos. I don't know if that makes sense, but let's roll with that for now. And dispatch clear completed to-dos. That means now I have access to that, so I'm going to say props dot clear compiled to-dos. Okay, let's go back to the browser and refresh. Clear compiled. Lovely. Everything is working. So if I say React training also finished, clear completed, and there we go. That's working. Great stuff. So we were able to introduce Redux as a state management, which helped us to avoid props drilling, and our components are now much more sort of independent, right? They're not really tightly coupled, where everything was coming down from app.js as props, functions, and everything. But now, thanks to Redux, we can just talk to the central state. We can dispatch actions, signal changes, and everything is working lovely. Okay guys, I will see you in the next video.